Hello and welcome to podcast. What number is it? 3, guys? Yeah, podcast number 3 and the
Yeah, I
Souls
think it's
Roundtable.
3.
And I'm your host, Old Hunter.
Knight of Green, Soulsborne martial artist and dinosaur lover.
I'm True Prey Jones. I'll make Soulsborne content, but all the content is on my channel if you want to look.
And as usual, I will link to their content and channels down below, so give them a watch, as it helps all of us.
Yep.
So, how you guys been since our last podcast?
Sort of just currently just reviewing the Demon Souls footage,
yes.
and sort of just breaking down things that I appreciate that they changed and some things that, I should say I disagree with. And, things that are, like, in between. Like, okay, I see what they're doing there, but...
yes, yes, I saw that...
it's, like, fine overall.
Yes, I saw that trailer, too. Oh, man, I was actually pretty excited. The graphics were fantastic. I actually heard the comments saying that they took the original code and just gave it a new coat of paint.
Oh, yeah, they've done that.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the AI behavior, and their movesets, they seem identical to how they behaved in the original PS3 version. But one thing that I did notice was, so originally in the Flame Lurker boss fight, there was like bones. If that was the case where the AI is the same, then people would still exploit that glitch where he just gets stuck and they just pew him to death.
Actually, they did fix a few of the glitches in the bosses, especially with the spider one. You can't use bow and arrows anymore.
You can't use you can't hide behind that little like torch or body, whatever it was, and then just pelt it to death.
That's fine because it does cheese a boss, and sometimes it just feels it loses some of the challenge if you cheese a boss. Let's be frank.
Oh no! See, I'm fully aware that Demon Souls was clunky at times with how boss fights can be cheesed. I'm not saying that it's a bad change. I'm saying it's for the better.
Yeah, it is for the better. Go on.
Not only that, with the Flame Lurker boss, you could also cheese it with the skeleton as well.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
They removed it.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he just said that it could be cheese with a... Really? I fought Flame Lurker.
Sorry about that, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, it's alright. I did fight Flame Lurker, and he was a pretty tough boss for the early Souls games. Like, then again, though, one thing I'm not too clear about this whole thing is the speed of the rolling. Does it take the original Demon Souls speed, or does it have a more DS3 speed? I'm not too sure about that.
It's about the same as the original Demon Souls, because the original Demon Souls roll is actually pretty fast too. And same with like the backstab animations and the swing speeds, they seem to be pretty on point in terms of like it's sort of like how fast the animations are going. Sure, they've changed the animations so they look cleaner, but the overall speed in which like the character behaves and reacts is pretty true to form.
So this will be interesting to see Souls veterans go back to the original Demons, to the remake, because
not only that, the backstabbing and the parrying, it looks more realistic as well now.
Yeah, but
yes, I agree.
It does look more realistic. Then again, I sometimes conflict. Does a game have to be realistic to be enjoyed? There are games with cartoon physics that are silly and fun, but we just still enjoy them. So this whole wanting realism, it kind of can get a bit...
Talking to the guy that talks about realism.
I know. Says talking to the guy who does a realistic sword techniques. Speaking of which, I'm going to bet, and I probably said this last week, but I'm going to repeat it just for clarity. You're going to have a field day with just seeing all the animations for the weapons and just redoing all of those, aren't you? You're going to have a field day.
Yeah, I got a decent amount of things. I'm going to see if they have any new animations for like individual weapons. If then, more of a field day. But if there's overlaps, at least I can get all the new animations for the new weapon types and just be happy with that.
Yeah. True. And maybe this will actually. Like I said, this is the sort of thing that I think Souls fans needed because I played Demon Souls after it came out, like years after it came out, and I did play Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro. Speaking of which, fudging hell, Inner Ishin is, my god. Speaking of that, Inner Ishin is one of, if not harder than the original Ishin. He is. I didn't think it was even possible to make Ishin harder, but yet From somehow managed to do it.
See, I personally. Oh no, you can continue, Trooper.
Sorry, Kirk. I didn't know that even until I saw Vorty's video on Inner Ishin, and then I played it myself, and it felt different.
Quite different. I always had this thing where he does the I can't remember this one where he moves forward while he's moving the sword forward. I cannot remember its name.
Does he do it with a spear?
No. It's just basically where he puts the sword in front of him like this, steps forward and slams the sword down. I can't remember its name.
Well, the Ichimonji skill?
That was that. And basically I had this thing where I would just quickly parry it because it's pretty easy to parry once you get the timing down and then go in for a few hits. But when I parry him, more often than not, he does the spin attack with
the black blade spin.
Yep. And then it always cuts and then I always lose the time because I can't run away fast enough. I tried jumping.
See, what you do is you run away a little bit to avoid the first hit, then run close to him because the second wave goes farther out, but it doesn't hit the inside.
Oh, because I always kept running out, not in.
No, you run out because how it works is it's two waves. It's one black wave on the inner, one black wave on the outer. You run past the inner and then run straight in because the outer wave will go out. And it leaves it so you can whack on him while that's happening. Yeah.
I did not know that. I just kept running away from him because I tried jumping one. I tried to do that trick when the original Ishin where you can jump over him.
No.
Yeah, From knew that was a common tactic and they made sure it was not repeatable here.
Yeah, it's not at all.
My first mistake when fighting him, my muscle memory got the better of me, which is a true testament on. Sorry, go on.
I was about to say, see, you're gonna like it when he gets to this last phase, because he gets. See, this is the thing though, is that start form Ishin has the most, but the other two phases, all he gets is one extra move. Actually, no, two extra moves. Sorry.
You mean
it's pretty epic.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Like when he does that whole thing where he jumps into the air and then he can either do a spin attack that creates a wind volume or a stab. Yeah.
Or aerial stab. Yeah, that's the only two moves he gains, but. Outside of that, the second, third phase, like he doesn't have the lightning reversal like Genichiro, like Inner Genichiro was more trouble for me because Inner Genichiro, like lol, let me hit him with lightning. He lightning reversals me. I'm like,
there was a trick.
No, you called on you. That's why.
There was a trick.
That, huh?
Sorry.
He used like the no you card.
Yeah. Oh, there was a trick I did figure out, so he doesn't completely doesn't do it anymore. You know the Sakura dance weapon art
that you get from beating him. Yes.
well, basically, turns out you can use the thing to redirect lightning.
Yeah, and you only get that after beating him through the gauntlet, so it's not a usable thing until you've already get. You see what
it can be used against Ishin if you want to be epic. Let's face it.
No, I'm not saying it can't be used. No, I'm saying the point I'm trying to say is that using Sakura Dance against Inner Genichiro is only useful after you've beaten Inner Genichiro. Because you don't unlock it until you've beaten him in the gauntlet. So.
It's a pretty good move, and I do love it. It's actually one of my new favorites. It's
one of the best by far.
One Mind was actually my personal favorite, but now Sakura Dance blows it out of the water.
And it has, one Spirit Emblem cost, and you get so much. It has lightning reversal capabilities. It goes over, what was it called? Sweeps. It also does high posture damage, high physical damage,
and it's
3 hits, airborne, dodges everything.
And depending on what buffs you use it, so if you use the fire buff, it does additional fire damage, or you use the Azuli flame, the Azul flame thrower, and use that as a buff, and use that, or you use the divine confetti, it can do a lot of damage.
Yep, and it's just a lot going, and I feel like it's a great reward for that move because it's what's the word? Pretty broken, but it's like broken in a good way. It's like you deserve to get a move.
Well, thank goodness Sekiro doesn't have multiplayer.
Until PC players hacked it to have multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's funny as well because we like most of the moves unlocked in Sekiro, like the gauntlets. Yeah, I haven't been using them. I've just been playing it with like the now prosthetic. I don't know why. I think because I'm too used to it. We're just using it without the prosthetic arm.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I personally prefer without prosthetics. I personally just like straight up fights.
Yeah, but I do like using him like the flamethrower just for pizzazz, or the Raven or the Mist Raven. I do like using those from time to time. Just keep the... Though I did do this one time, like when I saw it on Twitter about this guy who does GIFs about Sekiro moves, by the way, which is I can't...
Sunshi Legend.
Yeah.
Sunshi Legend, I think it's called.
Yeah, and one time I saw him using the Mist Raven to basically do a lightning
without taking damage. Yeah,
that's
That's one of the only ways to get it without taking damage.
Yeah, I've been trying to. It's not easy. You gotta get that timing right, and it's not as easy as it looks. Ooh. It's once you do it, you feel like a boss, but that's just me. What else? Oh, you've actually found some new. You said you had some news that came out the last week during our podcast. That came out, Trooper.
Oh yeah. I forgot now. 1 sec. I'm just gonna go on our Discord.
Be my guest. I can't really exit because otherwise I'll lose the full screen.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get it. Where is it? Oh, right there. Where is it? Play. I'm just looking. What's it?
Well, Trooper's doing that. I gotta ask your thoughts on the new Final Fantasy game.
I haven't really seen it. To be fair, I haven't kept up to date on much Final Fantasy.
I did.
Yeah, same. I don't really look at Final Fantasy like that either.
I did play 15 a while back. Good. Sorry.
I think you're cutting out.
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You said last I heard was you said you were playing Final Fantasy 15.
Oh no, I didn't cut out. I just stopped because I thought Trooper was going to say something, so I stopped talking.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say the last game.
Carry on.
The last game I played was Final Fantasy 15, and I talked to some people about it, and turns out I was pretty close to finishing it.
Oh wow!
The thing is, I went back.
That's amazing.
I did almost finish it, but I went back in time because I felt like there were some things I wanted to complete before finishing the game. Complete the things and then move on to then finishing it off. You know the thing, right? Well, there was this one mission where I was supposed to take out a monster that was causing problems. And I thought, okay, this was for my level, so I was level 30 at the time. I think it has been a while since I checked the game, but I was level 30. So I went to the area. I basically thought, okay, this will be another easy fight. And then, lo and behold, the enemy was level 99. I was level 30 at the time.
So it looks something that God of War game does. That's something that God of War game does. Like, you can play... was it God of War 2018, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what difficulty you play on, like easy or give me God of War, regardless of what difficulty you play on, you could just like walk into an area and be like la la la, and the enemies are like 10 levels above you, and they just one shot you through block. You're like, okay. You're like, okay.
But the thing is, the game never even mentioned it was like. For now, as I was playing the game would level up as I go, but the enemy was a cheap one. There was no indication that it was for higher level gameplay, and it didn't even tell me it was a level 99 enemy. It says a powerful monster was causing some problems, but by powerful monster, it meant a level 99 monster meant for... I think we lost Knight. Sorry, folks. We'll give Knight a few minutes, and then he can rejoin us.
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Hello?
Yeah, you're back.
Trooper sounds like kind of robot-y.
I thought it was just me.
I'm still here.
I thought it was my end. I thought it was just my end, but okay, it was for both of us. But I was just gonna say...
You there, Trooper?
Yeah, you there, Trooper?
Oh, yeah, I'm still here.
I should have bookmarked it.
I was on about, the Elden Ring last week. What I mentioned on the chat. I tried to get in touch with Jason Schreier, and he didn't respond to anything. So I'm just doing my own research for Elden Ring. Yeah, seeing what news we can get, because I know he's really close to the gaming industry. But it's lucky enough because I've got some insiders inside. Nintendo.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got some friends who work inside in Nintendo that can find some stuff out that's going around the gaming industry.
Ooh, we got a guy. I know a guy who has some insiders. Maybe if I become a game journalist, I'll ask you for those names.
All right.
Sorry, I couldn't.
Yeah,
I had to.
I don't really ask, to be fair. I just got followed by one on Twitter.
Wow.
And stuff. I didn't even know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've talked to some people who are bigger fans of the Final Fantasy series than the three of us, considering we're more Souls orientated. And they are pretty excited about this one. I'm feeling indifferent about it, but then again, not our genre. Though I gotta complain one thing, and remember when Final Fantasy VII Remake came out?
You mean the first part of the episodic thing, because it's not the full game? But
yeah, because honestly, I'm gonna say it here, and for people to know, that was a dirty lie that Square Enix did. It was unforgivable what Square Enix did. They should have... Go on.
Oh, you say, making it episodic versus the whole, experience in one game?
Not only that, they didn't explain it was even episodic. It didn't even say Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1. It just said Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, forgive me for being a little old-fashioned, even though I'm only 22, but when you hear the words Final Fantasy Remake, you expect the whole game, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I expect that as well.
Imagine if the Demon Souls remake only has Boletaria Palace and not the other Archstones.
Oh, God.
And they don't even mention that in the game until you get it.
Will we agree we would all be up in arms about that?
I'm almost up in arms about the pre-order bonus, so yeah, of course.
Yeah, don't get me started with those again. But yeah, the point is I'm trying to...
Oh dear. Imagine if EA brought the rights to Demon Souls. They'd probably lock half the game behind a paywall.
We better be at least thankful. We better be thankful that Sekiro didn't have microtransactions in the game. Because
I'm so surprised for an Activision game it didn't do that. I'm still surprised by that to this day.
Honestly, when I saw the Activision logo on Sekiro after From, I was sure that Activision were going to somehow charge for it. One way or another, they were going to charge microtransactions.
I had that feeling too.
That says... Honestly, I think the only game that EA has in the Souls genre is Star Wars Fallen Order. Or was it Fallen Jedi? I can't remember.
Does that even count?
Well, it's a Souls-like. It has Souls combat.
To be fair, it also has paying thing with its cosmetic system as well.
But at least it's not that you don't charge
I think that's when you buy
I don't think it has microtransactions.
Say again.
I don't think it has microtransactions.
Oh no, it has cosmetic thing.
Yeah, cosmetics you get in game, but you don't pay extra for them.
Yeah, that's true. But it's with BBO, I think it is. like with some cosmetics or something.
Of course, because EA can't. Because speaking of EA, we should be grateful that the Netherlands have taken EA to court. Agreed?
For what? What exactly did they take them to court for?
Oh, basically, the Netherlands government has found EA guilty of breaking its gambling laws, and not saying that these games are basically. He seems to be dropping out a lot.
Yeah, I've noticed. Should try and get him back on, or
he'll pop in. He'll pop in himself. Give him a minute. Sorry again, folks. Hello.
Oh, he's back.
I was gonna.
Hello.
Yeah, you dropped. I was gonna say that the Netherlands have found EA guilty of basically breaking gambling laws in their country, and have fined them over €5 million, €5 million, which they didn't pay because EA were arguing that these are not gambling.
Yeah, and is it freedom of speech or something as well?
Yeah, they said
about.
Yeah, they were saying that you blocking our right to basically promote our gambling goes against our freedom of speech and the freedom of expression for our employees.
Wait, what?
You heard me right.
So basically, wait, hold on. Let me process this. It's against the right of freedom of speech against our employees by preventing microtransactions.
Yep.
Sure, that's
the crying about the law, about the crying about breaking the law.
So
hold up, what? Type of defense? Are you sure that's the defense?
Yes, that is the defense. That is the defense. I am telling you that it is the defense.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know it doesn't make any sense, and the Netherlands courts agreed and just threw their complaints out the window, saying it does not, and you are basically being fined €5 million every week that there is microtransactions in the game.
Well, but it only applies to in that version of the game, though.
Well, yeah, but true, but they'll have to patch it out in every copy because otherwise, it'll be a bit. They would see that it'll be. Then again, like they care. Honestly, this is a good precedent, and I hope other countries start taking note of this and start taking EA to court.
Mm-hmm.
Because
the UK government has been doing it as well. Like they've been trying to find EA with the gambling.
And I think
last year,
and I think even here in Portugal, the government has also been very critical of EA and starting making moves to take the publisher to court, because if the gaming industry is not going to self-regulate itself and say, enough is enough, then I'm, even as much as I hate government interfering with the gaming industry, what choice do we have?
Yeah, something needs to happen, like especially with the regulations and the pay to win on gambling in games. It shouldn't really be in games; it should be out of games.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated the excuse that some people say that but the game, it's not gambling. The items have no value. Yes, they do, because you can sell the game, the item.
But you can sell the account though.
Exactly.
You can sell the account to someone that's monetary value.
Or you can actually sell the skins on third-party websites. That is a thing.
Or that too, yeah.
So it is gambling because people are going to pay money for those things. It doesn't. Yeah, sure. Those third-party websites aren't endorsed by EA or many of the companies, but it's still a thing. You're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Counter-Strike did it, I never played Counter-Strike. Hands up, sorry. Valve had to and Team Fortress 2. Valve had to just say, sorry, we're cutting the microtransactions and the microtransactions and basically the loot boxes from the game to comply with new international laws. Not international laws, but the new laws that are coming, because I think they realized if one country can't access the loot boxes and others can, it'll be kind of unfair. Cosmetics or not.
Right.
Honestly, this is the. And you know what's the one game I blame this all for starting this little thing? A game that Blizzard and Activision's Overwatch.
Oh. Yeah, no, on that. I don't think, is it the Elder Scrolls as well. Because the Elder Scrolls, was it Skyrim that did it as well with the horse armor?
That was Elder Scrolls Online, but I wouldn't say it's like that because it's still paid DLC, as scummy as it is to pay $5 for a horse armor.
Yeah, but it should be unlockable.
I know. Fair. This is the same thing that happened to Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, when the suit, one of the most iconic things in the Metal Gear series, was paid DLC.
I didn't know that. To be fair,
it was.
That's really trash.
Yeah, it's trash, and it's sad. Konami's just bad at being evil. They can't be
right.
Konami aren't good anymore. The older games still live up to today's standard, but
pachinko.
The Konami nowadays aren't even that great.
Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear, what was it? Survive, the cash in and the zombie survivor thing, slapping a once memorable series into the gutter trash, or Contra Rogue Corps, taking a classic game like Contra and basically making it a horrible third-person overhead shooter that has, believe it or not, overheating mechanics. I thought the whole point of overheating mechanics. So if you shoot the
Why is there overheating in Contra when it's just like ad nauseum?
Hell if I know. That's what Konami thought. Let's put an overheating system in our game that's supposed to be about running and gunning.
That doesn't make much sense at all now, does it?
It doesn't. But somehow it made sense to the Konami's head. Then there was also the fact of there was that mobile Castlevania game that recently got cancelled. It basically was.
Oh, yeah, that got lots of backlash. That did.
No, it was good from what I hear. It was a good game. It was just that nobody was, because the game wasn't designed for microtransactions, because the game developers didn't make it designed for microtransactions. So people were barely using it, and Konami weren't turning a profit. So that's why they axed the game, even though it was only released in 2 regions, Japan and Canada. And I hear it garnered a positive reception.
I'm trying to think as well, because something else happened around that time as well. Oh yeah, Konami wanted to go to the was it pachinko machines?
Oh, that was a bit before,
like with MGS3.
MGS3, Castlevania, Silent Hill, and every other series that was once under their belt and reduced to a shell of their former glories. Yes.
Oof.
Konami is going to probably blacklist us the minute I talk about this, because they know they really don't like the, how do I put it? They don't like the criticism.
Oh, that's true.
So if Konami does it, I will fight. I will make sure to keep this video because it's my right and my freedom to say that.
Yeah. Have you heard about Sega as well?
Oh, isn't Sega going bankrupt?
Yeah, but apparently they're going to be they're going to have some shares brought out by Japan, but also by China as well.
I wonder why they're going bankrupt, because they haven't had a single good idea, because they always rehash Sonic like it's basically... Honestly, when has there been, minus Sonic Mania, which was actually a decent game, when has made Sonic games ever been good?
Some people would argue Generations was decent.
Despite
the daytime level was Unleashed. Yeah, you're kind of hard pressed outside of Mania, though.
I thank you.
See, so that also because the arcade business as well isn't doing well either. On the Switch, it's actually booming on there.
Obviously, the Switch is. Yeah. I've been thinking of getting a Switch, but I've been thinking I want to get I could buy a Switch for secondhand for like €150. Not bad.
Yeah, to be fair, mine was like 270, but it cost me like I think around 300 for it. That was with the membership as well, because I brought it a few days after.
Now, actually, I think I might not get it because I need a membership to play online.
Yeah. Ooh. I think the membership was, it was 10 or 20 pounds. I'm not too sure what the cent is in Portugal. To be fair.
I haven't checked. I will check later, but I want to get a Switch, but I'm thinking against it now.
Do you think it's worth it though? Because like you can play Dark Souls on there.
True, but
Yeah.
I can play Dark Souls on my computer, and I don't need a subscription fee to play that on the go. I'm playing on
That's
a
a good point, actually.
I play on a laptop.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I think this is more portable than... Well, it's not as portable because I can't just simply take this thing and play it on my lap, but heck, I don't need a subscription fee to play it on the go.
Right.
Saying that, talking about Dark Souls, actually, I own like on nearly every single console, including the Switch now.
I'm trying. Hold on. Dark Souls has been on PS3,
Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, and PC.
Shoot. Next time, Dark Souls Mobile. Just put it on the phone.
Well, there was actually...
There was a Souls game, Slashy Souls.
Yeah, that was it, Slashy Souls.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
It counts. It was made by From. It was made by From. Well, actually, it was made by Bandai Namco. Bandai Namco.
It was not made by From. That Slash Souls was not made by From. You know that.
It was published by Bandai. That was. I don't know who the developer was, but they just shut down the game after.
Well, obviously, because it was horrible.
Yeah, on the Law Hunters video, I think it's on his Dark Souls marketing video, episode 2, I think. And he mentions that in his video.
Lovely. That would have been... By the way, where does the Lore Hunter live? In America or in Europe?
I think he lives in the States. I think it's Canada, actually.
Just asking, because this happened last time when I did Sinclair. I thought she lived in the States, but she lived in Montreal, which was a few hours ahead of the States. So I misjudged the time. I
think it's Canada. Like last time I spoke to him.
If I manage to convince him to come on here for another podcast, I'll make sure to ask him where he lives so I can plan accordingly. Because hell, I don't want to make the same mistake what I did with Sinclair by accident. My most embarrassing moment.
Send that out, I could try and speak to him if you like, because I speak to him like quite a bit.
I don't want to
be fair.
Well, I don't want to feel like I don't know him too well, and this might be an interesting way to meet him and learn about him. And I would be glad if he would pop in my podcast. After all, it would be interesting to understand, and from his perspective as a Souls, I'd say we each all have our perspective on the Souls games. I have my own. Green, you have your own. Trooper, you have your own. And so I like to talk. Yeah. So I feel like talking about different perspectives on the Soul series is always interesting and fun because everyone has their own unique experience, I'd say.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that was true. What else? By the way, as much as I try not to talk about politics on my channel, I don't know how you feel about Biden's victory, but congratulations on removing Trump. Green.
Look, I'm just waiting for the response by Trump because he's saying he's not going to move out, so I want to see how far he's going to do the standoff.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's any Trump supporters who watch this video. I'm sorry, and I brought it up, but I wanted to just bring it up because. It coincided with my podcast. I have to talk about something to keep things up. It's not my fault.
I mean, like I said, I'm just trying to see. Is Trump gonna 1v1 like everybody? Like they're all gonna like try to duel him? No Estus? Is he gonna like take out his longsword? And what is it, Scrub? Like I'm trying to see how far Trump's gonna take this. Like Is he doing the gauntlet? He's doing the Sekiro gauntlet run where everybody, all the senators are lining up to fight him.
Talking about that, about politics, actually, did you see the meme? It's with Joe Biden and Trump, and it's like you got Joe Biden's Sekiro, and I think Trump has one of the enemy guards, or like a boss. There's a meme about it.
Oh, you post that, Trooper. If you find it and post it in my meme chat after we're done. I want everyone to see that.
I will. But speaking about politics as well, like in Britain, like with the whole Brexit thing, apparently Joe Biden doesn't like Britain, and he will like sort of like shake up the relationships or something.
This will make the negotiation talks interesting, because
Yeah.
Boris's whole gambit was that the United States would, how would I put it, support Britain after Brexit. But I guess now with Trump out and Biden not in favor of Brexit, I think it's gonna go south very fast. I'm sorry for any Brexiteers that watch this streams.
Not only that as well, but like Boris Johnson wants to sell the NHS as well. In a way, it's bad. We've got bad government running in England.
I think most of my friends would say.
Unfortunately.
Sadly, the majority voted for a good portion of the people did voted for the Tories, and I'm sorry, my hunters who are watching this, who are supporters of both Trump and Brexit. I'm sorry, I had to bring it up sometime. I might as well get it out now. And then afterwards, you can leave in the comments of how I'm just I don't know, a shill or something.
Well, sorry, but
But Trump uses Y-hander when he's 1v1ing the Senate when they try to kick him out.
Maybe someone should put a meme of a giant dad Trump or something.
That would be funny.
Anybody who watches this,
like, Trump, you're not president anymore. Get good casuals. Anybody
who's watching this stream and it's to this point, do that and post it and at me on Twitter with that, because I want to see it and I will post it in my meme chat. And I'll do you one better. I'll even put it in the next video.
What are you, casual? I'm president. You think I'm not president? You want this face cannon to the face? I'm not living up this president.
That was
no. He'd be like Biden's a Dex main. Like, you can't trust him for president. He's a Dex main.
That was
He has a katana. He has a pocket katana. You can't trust him.
Also, another From Software game I want to tell about. Metal Wolf Chaos XD.
Oh yes, you saw. I actually saw that on your Twitter. Wasn't it? I never played the game, and I've heard of it. Like, it's supposed to be a parody on the whole Americana, over-the-top, patriotistic act, blah 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 mecha game.
Yeah, it's a parody of American politics and patriotism. It's so funny.
If it's on PS4, right? To be fair. It's on PS4, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if I can afford it, I'm gonna buy it and I'll stream it on my Twitch, because I'm gonna stream it on my Twitch.
Yeah, apparently it's meant to be really hard as well.
Hard?
As a From Software game as well, so it should be fun.
Hard?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's very good. I'm gonna be enjoying this game quite a lot.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up since as we were talking about a lot of politics and stuff.
Hey, bring up whatever you want. It keeps the conversation going. Speaking of other news, did you hear about Google Music being shut down?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Google and YouTube in its ever infinite wisdom has basically removed one of the best streaming platforms on the market, because I used to get a lot of my songs on Google Play. It was actually my go-to. And now that it's removed, I'm stuck with the kid version of Spotify, the more inbred version of Spotify, YouTube Music.
It went from kid to inbred version real quick.
What?
That was a very drastic change of what just happened.
It is. It's an inbred version of Spotify. Speaking of which, Spotify doesn't cost $11.99 per month.
Oof.
Can you get it for free?
Yeah, you can get it for free, but if you don't have a subscription, you can't stream anything else without internet. And it eats up data like hell.
Oof.
Oof. Yes,
That's
oof.
actually true, that is.
Cruel. I loved Google Music, Google Play. It was like a little place where I could just put all my favorite song lists and just play when I'm out on the go and just enjoying it. Sure, it had a subscription fee, but that was completely optional. YouTube Music, it's completely unnecessary if I want. I am only grateful that I was able to put all my song lists, all the 89 musics, by the way, 89 songs I had to put on YouTube Music and re-download them all. And you know what they did? Alphabetical time!
Yeah.
You know what was nice is that I had the music nicely neated up when I bought it. This one, it puts it alphabetically and screws up everything. And I have to use my Samsung Music to listen all to the songs I downloaded it outside of Google Play. Because I like listening to, you know the band Aviators, the ones that do those fan soul music?
Oh, yeah. Oh, shut up. I've got them on my MP3 player.
So do I. So do I. If you love Souls, if you love music and love the Souls games, which obviously you do, check them out, Green. They make excellent covers.
They do. They are pretty amazing.
They somehow managed to take the essence of the Souls games and transfer it to song version. I have songs about Gale, Sister Frida, Lady Maria, even one about Sekiro called Undying, and was brilliant, by the way. Actually, one of the better musics. I've had also about the story of Lady Maria or Father Gascoigne. They even did one for Artorias.
Yeah, also Alex Rowe is good as well because he does songs based on the Souls series. He's done a few for Demon Souls.
I know. Oh yeah. Oh, they did a couple for Demon Souls. It was beautifully melancholy. It was beautiful electronic rock, and it's a good thing I'm a big fan of rock music. Otherwise, I would have not bothered. But since rock is one of my personal favorite genres, I enjoy all of it. Also, check out Miracle of Sound. He's also done some excellent game music. Actually, if I had to say, Aviators and Miracle of Sound are actually my two favorite my favorite musicians that do music based on video games.
Yeah, Miracle of Sound is pretty popular, I think, in the community and stuff because he does a lot of songs with so many different composers and Dan Bullies as well.
Speaking of Dan Bull, I'm a little bit iffy about Dan Bull. I'm not the biggest. Rap isn't my. I do listen to rap on occasions, but it's not my top genre, if you know what I mean. But if you enjoy it, good for you.
Speaking of Dan Bull, speaking of Dan Bull, I've met him, to be fair, at a convention.
Is he how is he as a person? I'm curious.
He's actually alright, to be fair. I asked him if he's doing any more projects with Sunlight Blade, and he said yeah.
Oh, wait, Sunlight Blade? You mean the Souls YouTuber?
Yeah.
Well, one of there's plenty of the Souls YouTubers.
Vati, Ouroboros, Sunlight Blade, D-Mod, they're
the upper tier ones.
They're more of the try-hard, aren't they?
Yeah.
The try-hard.
I didn't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything bad. I don't want to feel like I'm just saying, oh, they're the bad. There are other Souls creators I do enjoy who are smaller. They are pretty good. And I'm just saying that I'm just listing out. Those are the three bigger, more popular YouTubers.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's like 3 years. I used to watch one and I realised, they're not that great. No offense to them or anything, but there's other creators out there I like as well. Besides Kurt's content is pretty good and yours is.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And these podcasts do help a lot. Oh, and one other thing. Oh, that just gave me a brilliant idea, and I hope you guys remember the Angry Video Game Nerd, right?
Oh yeah.
Since he does games that have been out for say 10 years, he has that rule: the game has to be 10 years old, then he has to review it. I think that's what he says. Well, I was thinking, why not? If when Dark Souls reaches 10 years old next year, you catching on?
Mm-hmm.
He does Dark Souls as an AVGN review. I don't know, the idea just...
Say again, I can't say that.
I said that the Angry Video Game Nerd does Dark Souls.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would be a pretty fun idea, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'll be pretty good, I think. No, it's going to be the 10-year anniversary as well.
Hang on, Dark Souls came out in 2011, correct?
Yeah.
2011.
And let me guess, Bandai Namco waited how many years for the remastered?
Trying to think. Forgot how many years.
Wait. So you're saying the DAS remaster?
Dark Souls remastered. Yep.
DAS, yeah. Didn't it come out like 2 years, like 2018 or something like that?
So they didn't even waited 10 years to remaster the game. I guess they were just trying to cash in because Dark Souls was, finished, and the fans would. I got the remake because the remastered because I wanted to play Dark Souls again with at least somewhat of a decent frame rate. Blighttown, anyone? I enjoyed it for what it was. It was good as I remembered it. Certain levels were still horrible, such as the Tomb of the Giants and Izalith. And I'm just interesting to see how they'll fix that in the dark. And I'm gonna call it right now, the Dark Souls remake. They're gonna do a remake when it's 10 years or older because it's always gotta remake it. I wonder if they'll learn anything from the other two Souls games. Like, will they implement things more for DS3 into DS2, or will they just remake it completely? Like, will they fix the Capra Demon on the other horrible bosses and maybe finally fix the bit of chaos? Or will they just give it a...
Not, don't think.
I hope it doesn't get a remake, because I can understand Demon Souls, because, Demon Souls was a less popular game, and now that the Souls series is more popular, it made more sense to remake it.
They could do that if the executives of Bandai decide and stuff anyway.
One thing I always thought of would be funnily weird and somehow might actually... if a Final Fantasy game had Dark Souls mechanics. You know what I mean, right?
That'd be alright, to be fair. They'll have to change some mechanics and everything, won't they?
A lot.
A lot, considering the fact that... Honestly, I never could understand why the game stopped being turn-based combat after 13. Then again, you can hardly argue 13 was even proper turn-based combat.
I think what they wanted to do with that one was advertise it to a wider audience.
A wider audience?
Or something like from the turn-based one.
But turn-based is the simplest game. Is so simple. Turn-based is the simplest of all gameplay mechanics. You have a row of here you've got your playable characters and the enemy. You got a list of skills. You set skills against enemies. Use a weakness. Use the weakness to basically make it easier. The simplest mechanics, and I never could understand this whole idea of hybridizing turn-based combat with real-time combat, because it never works well.
I mean, RTS games like Total War Series does it pretty
well. I would say that they're more strategy than they are you remember Nino Kuni Wrath of the White Witch? I always butcher the name. It had that weird hybrid system. But the thing is, in the Total War series, you can still... It was more art real-time strategy, not turn-based strategy. So it twists different systems, because it's always turn-based systems is you just select and it goes one at a time, and sometimes I can never figure it out why certain characters go others, but that's just me. Real-time strategies, yeah, you gotta keep moving you gotta be quick on your feet. And strategies, well, I argue that turn-based combat is more luck-based.
Right.
You do have skills, but I feel like it's always down to the random number generator when it comes to turn-based combat. I don't know. That's just me.
Talk about Final Fantasy. I wasn't really a fan of what they're doing with the new one. I preferred the old Final Fantasy like as it was before.
Oh, you mean and like Fantasy 12 and before that?
Yeah, like just for the mechanics and everything.
I don't know why people think. I don't get it why Square Enix thinks that turn-based combat is like outdated, because if it's outdated, then games like the Persona series would surely have would have modernized and just basically been turn-based combat, a mix, and not turn-based, but a mix between real-time and turn-based. But they're not. Persona 5 is still purely a turn-based combat, and I think it does better than most Final Fantasy games, honestly. Well, Persona 5, in my opinion, because Persona 5 has a nice rhythmic combat system that I actually like.
Saying that, I need to check out Persona. Like the games and stuff I've been meaning to.
Just play Persona 5. You don't need to worry about the whole 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because think of it like, how do I put it? Think of like each game as it has its own self-contained story. So you don't need to play the previous games to understand it. It does help if you know understand it, but overall you don't need to play the previous games. The numbers are just there to differentiate for themselves. Having said that I still think, even if I did play Persona 4 Golden, I think my opinions will say that Persona 5 is better. From what I hear, people always say your first Persona game will always be your favorite. And again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things. I originally thought the Dark Souls was a horrible series till I actually got back into it. Yes, I committed that sin. Yes, I committed. You can crucify.
Dark Souls is easy to me. And and I feel like the only reason why I can say Dark Souls is easy to me because I had Demon Souls beat me over the head for so many, like 2 years before Dark Souls came out. So it was like I was like meh.
So you were
like, I feel like
Go on, finish. What are you gonna say?
I feel like, see, this is the thing. I like Dark Souls and all, but Dark Souls to me is a meh game, and that's probably because Demon Souls had beat me over the head so much that I was already used to the crap that the Souls games did before they even became like a series. So it's like, oh, hello, Dark Souls. It's like, oh, you're doing the same things again? Okay, I know. I already know what's going on.
But be honest, it still teached you a lesson. Let's be honest, it still gave you a good hard kicking about.
Like Manus. That's about it. Like ONS, I beat my first attempt. Like the only boss that I think I like died more than once to was Manus and
Artorias?
Maybe Gwen. No, Artorias was never trouble to me. Because the thing is, if you with Demon Souls is like the formula for Artorias with the Penetrator was already there, and King Allant. So like if you already know those guys, you can do with most of the stuff in Dark Souls 1. I'm trying to think of anything else that really like. I'm actually thinking right. Beta Chaos, just by virtue of Beta Chaos.
Yes, I think every Souls player here can attest that the Bed of Chaos is the worst boss in the series.
Bed of Chaos is a bad boss. Like the design of it is.
Design, visualize.
I had more time with it.
The game. The game was rushed. The last parts, like the Lost Izalith, were just rushed because the game had to reach deadline. I would have actually been glad with hindsight now. I would have been fine with the game being delayed just a little bit, just to, So
you get to fix those areas. Which, honestly, that was the thing, though. The Dark Souls remaster, they could have touched up on those areas and fixed them a bit, like given them at least diversify the enemies or change some of the mechanics from the bosses towards there. Sure, they could have
gone.
They could have remastered those areas to at least been at least somewhat competent, not like trash all over again.
Yep. They could have actually. I think they could have used some demons from Dark Souls 3. I think They could have used some design influence from Dark Souls 3, make it tie it better to the lore.
Lol, we can't do that, guys. We just have to copy and paste Dark Souls 1 in its entirety and put it in this version.
Somehow, the Demon Ruins in 3, I can't, even though it's a bad area, is somehow better than the original.
Oh, well, I mean, that's because they didn't have Beta Chaos. It actually had, the old Demon King was, a functional boss.
Functional, simple.
Yeah. It's it's simple, but it's functional. It's not, Beta Chaos.
Honestly, I looked at sometimes at the top 10 worst gaming lists, and I feel like some of them don't even know a horrible boss like the Bed of Chaos.
Well, you assume that the people who do the top 10 list are good enough to even play a Souls game to get to that point.
Oh, true.
Like game journals. Demon Souls needs an easy mode. Just summon your friends. Do you have friends to summon them? Like, just summon your over-level friends. They'll one-shot everything like a Dragon Bone Smasher. Like, come on, please.
Demon Souls had an easy mode after, but Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, not as much Sekiro, had easy modes. That's just basically summon a friend. Summon a friend.
Yeah, summon a friend, and summon the friend that knows the whole game and like one-shots everything with like an ultra great sword, and then you just fall and be like, wow, you're so cool. Oh, this boss, lol, just hide in the corner right here while I bully the boss. Okay.
Easy mode, everyone. You don't need to It's always insulting when game journalists say, "Oh, Dark Souls needs an easy mode because I can't beat the game."
And it's so funny. You can beat like 95% of each Soul game without even touching anything. As long as you summon NPCs or your friends, you can literally go through the games like with no weapons, just watch people beat up everything for you. It's kind of sad. And you're telling me you need an easy mode? If you could beat the game without hurting a fly, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's easy enough.
After all, well, then again, it really got... And we know about how the game press are complaining about how Demon Souls should have an easy mode. Yet again.
Look, they must not have friends they can summon, because that's like, if you want an easy mode, summon your friends. So you must not have friends to summon. So I would suggest, you do something about not having friends that you can rely on. Because, that's your best bet of an easy mode that you're ever going to get.
And then when Elden Ring comes out, it's going to be this rinse and repeat. Elden Ring needs an easy mode so I can beat it easily.
Or you could be that dude who hacked Sekiro and made it so Ishin moved like a snail. And he's like, I beat Ishin. Ishin couldn't do anything because he was like time slowed, so he couldn't do anything. I feel accomplished. I'm like, wow.
Petty victories, right, left and right, my friends.
Yeah, it's pretty insulting, to be fair, like the easy mode stuff.
Considering that sorry, go on.
You know what's the easy mode? Not going to New Game Plus and beyond. That's the easy mode.
I must be a glutton for punishment because I always like going to the next New Game Plus.
Yeah, you go to New Game Plus and then that Dregling in the first level one-shots you. You're like, okay. In the beginning, it took you like a lot of hits to kill me. Now you're just jumping on me and one-shotting me. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely hard.
Still waiting on that Elden Ring news, and From is dangling that game series like a meat to a hungry pack of tigers.
Look, I'm just blaming the Game of Thrones writer because you know how he is.
George R. R. Martin.
He's probably like, yep. He's probably like, hey guys, I got the story. And they're like, finish writing it. No. I'm like, finish it. No. On my own time, I'll finish it. That is probably how he is right now.
Oh, I also got Middle-earth Shadow of War for my PS4. It was free this month.
Okay. You want me? I'm not going to spoil the story for you, but let me tell you how this game works, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did you play Shadow of Mordor first?
I did play Shadow of Mordor, and I enjoyed it very much.
Okay, so Shadow of War is basically like Shadow of Mordor on like, I don't even know how to explain. Like all the mechanics are like stretched out. There's much more abilities. There's class dependent things, so you can change around your skills and have independent strengths and weaknesses of each skills. The game's like up until you get to the end game, it's fun because once you get to the end game, you basically conquer like a crap ton of territories and castles, and then the game just throws like max level orcs that one shot you. So But that's also because I was playing on the hardest difficulty, so that's probably a big factor. So if you don't play on the hardest...
I'm playing second hardest difficulty because I want to have a middling enjoyment of enjoying the game and actually finishing it. So I went with...
Oh, no, you can't finish it on the hardest difficulty. You just have to rely on... You just have to rely more on stealth. Or what I did was I would just basically recruit an army of people and just have them jump everything I didn't like.
I never liked the stealthy option. I always think I'm a badass warrior. I have 2 swords. I'm just gonna cut them down.
But this is a game where you're playing as a ranger, and you can mind control people and tell them. Yeah, there is fun, especially in Shadow of Mordor. I had more fun doing melee combat. I will not deny that, because funny enough, I played Shadow of Mordor second. I played Shadow of War first, so I had more fun with the combat in the Shadow of Mordor. But Shadow of War, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but some of the orc types and stuff that they introduce just make it near impossible to melee them. Because it's one of those things where some classes will just parry you no matter what you do, so you have to force either stealth them or hire somebody else to beat them up.
I hate it when games put forth stealth sections because it always kills the pacing.
Oh, that's
true. No. Let me tell you how bad it gets. There's some orcs that become immune to everything. They're going to be immune to stealth, immune to all element damage, immune to combat level, parry you instantly. They're going to be immune to everything. So you're immune to headshots from sniping. So it's just going to be a point where you literally just have to find some dude that's almost as powerful as him, brand him and make him yours, and just make him bully that guy. That it becomes that degree of insanity.
How fun.
It's mostly towards the end game. The early parts of the game, it's not as bad. But once you get to end game, after you beat it once, when you start doing the end game content, it's just basically spam of imagine playing Pokemon where Shedinja's immune to everything except he doesn't have 1 HP. He has the HP of Arceus or something. It's basically what that game becomes at the end game.
Jesus.
Fun though before that point.
On that note, I think this will be a good time to end our podcast. Don't you agree, guys?
Yep.
All right. I thank everybody who's watched up to this point. Please follow me on my Discord and Twitter. Also give these two also a follow on their channels. It helps us all. And do subscribe to mine, as it helps a lot. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Trooper. Thank you, Knight, for joining me again on my podcast.
Thank
you. Yep. See ya.
It's always appreciated.
Coming by as well.
Thanks.
I'll see you later.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's it.